Today we're going to talk about the PayPal Cashback MasterCard. And in my opinion, this is one of the most overlooked benefit 2% cashback cards that's out there. MasterCard. Now, keep in mind that you don't want to get it confused with some of the other PayPal products that are out there. They have another credit card that's out there, and then they have a card that's something like a debit card that can be used. This is the Cashback MasterCard, okay, that we're going to talk about. So no annual fee card, which is a big plus in my mind. And most people will compare the no annual fee cards across the board, because some people feel you shouldn't pay a fee like you do with American Express, and sometimes you get something back, sometimes you don't. You're just a victim, 100% victim. And this card's going to give you 2% cash back. And what's the big plus with this 2% card, and there are maybe two others, the Citi Double Cash, and Fidelity has a 2% card. There's some credit unions and other places that are issuing 1.5%. But the big plus with this cashback card is there's no category restrictions. So Discover every once in a while will give you 5% on a category. This is just 2% across the board. It becomes the great minimalist card. Not much to think about. It's just pretty much down and dirty. You're getting 2% back of whatever you spend. The benefits that cashback does not expire, so you can let it add up, or you could take out as small an amount as you want. Some folks have minimums. Lots of cards have minimums that you have to take out $25, or you have to take out $50, but this has no minimum. If you want to take out 10 cents, you can take out 10 cents. When I say take out, I mean transfer it to your PayPal account, and then you can transfer it from your PayPal account to any bank or financial institution that you want to. It's issued by Synchrony Bank. Folks will complain about the interest rate associated with the card, and that's the APR. And dictionary question, what's APR? Annual percentage rate. You don't have to worry about the annual percentage rate of any card if you're paying it off in full each month. So maybe don't carry a rule of thumb, that I'm talking to myself, don't take out a card with a super high credit limit where you could not pay it off easily at the end of every month. This way, it's no stress. It's not much to think about. You get your bill, you're able to monitor your spending, so you know how much you've spent on a month-to-month basis, and you're able to know that I can pay it off that month without any difficulty. Okay, so Synchrony Bank, they're issuing some credit card. If you have any other credit card, they're probably issuing something that you have. It's very, very probable. They issue a lot of the store cards, a lot of the high interest rate cards. But there are other people issuing the same high interest rate cards. There are major issuers that are changing your interest rate, reducing your credit limits at the same time. The key is don't become a victim. Just get your 2% cash back of everything that you spend. I have a Home Depot card. I go into Home Depot to buy something for gardening or some ice melt or a shovel, and I could use my Home Depot card, but I'm getting nothing back. Even if I pay it off in full, I'm getting nothing back if I spend $100. If I asked the salesperson there, can you give me 2% back off in addition to the coupon that I'm using? They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy and say no. So why not just use a card like this and get that extra 2%? It adds up over time. Big selling point for this card, big selling point is no foreign transaction fees. That is a big plus if you travel. Now, years ago, you couldn't say that about Americans, but now 42% of Americans, they say, that's what it says online, have passports. Years ago, it was significantly lower than that. Now, maybe they just have the passport because they want to have identification. Maybe they want to roll out of the country when the revolution comes. I don't know what the reason is, but every year it's consistently going up. I doubt it's the revolution because it's a great place to be. And you can easily go over to Canada, visit anytime you want, go down to Mexico, but everybody's got a passport now. Also, it's a requirement that you have a passport to travel to some of these closer places now. So maybe that's why, but I digress. Be careful, digress a little bit more. Be careful with booking any flights right now, because the airlines are really changing up their policies on what seems like a daily basis, and they're going to get you with some of these change fees. If you think you're going to be able to fly and then there's a restriction that it doesn't fly, they'll change your flight. It might not work with your connection. So be really careful of that while we're going through all of this. To get this card, you have to have a PayPal account. Some people say, I don't want a PayPal account. What's the difference? You're just getting the 2%. You transfer it to the PayPal account, and then you transfer it from PayPal to your bank. If that's too much work for you, monitor in categories. If it's too much work for you, pay cash for everything. But once you paid cash for everything, add up over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that 2% that you lost out on, and compound that out where you just invested it somewhere. And if you're not investing it anywhere, that's fine too. And be happy. But if you have a dog as your best friend and you want to buy some food for your dog, if they're not eating off the same plate, you want your dog to live a long time, so you're buying that Ukanuba or something like that, it makes sense to have something like this. If you're not doing it for yourself, do it for your puppy. Okay. A lot of people will say that we talked about only have credit limit, you could pay off early, or you could pay off in full every month. But a lot of people will say, well, I need that extra so I can do the things that I want to do. And that's fine, you can. If that's going to help with your stress relief in your life and help you to have a happier life, that's a wonderful thing. But if paying the interest, if making that payment every month is going to add some stress to your life, then maybe you're doing some things that you shouldn't be doing. And you should ask that Susie Orman question first before you do anything. Can I afford it? But my opinion, in 2021, this is going to be my go-to card for that 2% back, and also for simplicity. And it's overlooked, I think, as a minimalist card. And minimalism has a different definition for everybody, but I think it's a plus. Peace.